Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, if I sing today, y'all, I'm going to have to do nothing but Barry White songs. Or I could revive Isabel Sanford's run on Broadway. She played Louise Jefferson on television because my voice is so hoarse. George! Doesn't that sound like Louise Jefferson? You want me to do it again? George! So anyway... Yes. I got a lot to tell you guys. Wait a minute. I'm going out. Coming. I can't stand it when this motion camera I'm kind of blurry on there. I'm going out and come in. Stay. I don't know what. I don't care. It's not stealing my joy today. I'm Loren Michaels Harris, and I'm sticking to it. It's my story. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I got a lot to tell you. Oh, thank you, God. Thank you, universe. Thank you. I just see this is why I use this term. Thank you, everything that is greater than. When I say that, I'm thanking the trees, I'm thanking the wind, I'm thanking spirit, I'm thanking ants, I'm thanking anything with a life force and that affects life with force that can do something that I am not capable of doing. That's what greater than is to me. And this morning, I am so filled with gratitude to an extent where, yesterday, you guys, I had one of those days where I didn't want it to go. I didn't want it to end. It was so wonderful. I tried everything but gluing my eyes open to stay in it. because you know it may never come back just like that again. That's the thing about purpose. And it's those little things, just little things. Here's what I'm talking about. And listen closely, you guys. I'll be quick because I have two wonderful guests have been standing here in the green room. They're tired. They flew all the way from the UK, and their arms are quite tired. And I know that's my Vegas material from the 60s. I got to pull something out today. Anyway, George. Anyway, yesterday, you guys, you know, I tell you guys the things that are happening in my life and in my career. I'm so excited about next month in August. So I was in rehearsals all day yesterday. We were blocking my presentation for the Star Trek convention, where I'll be there as a guest of Gaze in Space, doing a piece at the Wrath of Vegas celebration at the Rio Hotel, and also hosting a couple parties for them. Thank you to my good friend Dan TV, founder of Gaze in Space. And anyway, so I was working on that all day, and then I got the ding on my phone, right? You guys remember when I went to Washington, D.C., to meet with celebrity photographer Virginia Rose back in May. It was in May. Because, you know, I had the cover coming up of Shift magazine. I'm so excited. This magazine is out today. It's on newsstands today. And I'm so grateful. God is so good. Spirit, you guys keep going. Don't stop. Any moment, it's going to be right there. I promise you. It's right there. It's right there. All you have to do is just squint if you have to. You know how sometimes if you squint, something will come into focus a little better, a little clearer? Do what you got to do. Do what you got to do, like this. Do whatever you got to do to see it, because I promise you, with everything I am, it is right there. So I'm so excited. I get to show it to you guys first, because I had a gag order yesterday. Don't show anybody until the launch tomorrow. Don't tell anybody until the launch. They should have known better not to tell me then, because I told all the people whose their soul DNA is somewhere on my journey. I called them all. The people that knew me when I was on the streets homeless, the people that you know, wrote to me when I was incarcerated, the people that gave me the shot to get on stage for the first time, and then it became my Goldcast video. Everybody that did anything, from the smallest thing to the greatest, I called them all yesterday, and I shared this with every single one of them. And today I'm sharing it with you. God is good. God is good. God is good. I want you to be encouraged. And every time you fall forward and get back up, because you know how we are. We're people who think, remember those days when we thought, I don't even know if I'll make it to tomorrow, let alone make it to some place where I feel greatness around me and greatness within me. But you keep falling forward. You can get back up, push yourself back up, pull yourself back up, do whatever you have to do. Well, anyway, today, my second magazine cover of my life, and I never thought, I thought the best photos I'd ever have were those mug shots back those years ago. And so anyway, I'm so honored to share with you guys the brand new cover for Shift magazine. There it is. And when they told me you made history today, Loren, or tomorrow, because it's today, but they told me yesterday, the first LGBTQ person, openly gay, to be on the cover of their magazine, and also the first African-American male. And, you know, we make history every day just by getting up and saying something wonderful to someone wonderful. And the more you do that, the closer you bring yourself to destiny, and to have moments like these that you could have never seen coming. So I'm just so grateful. And I just want to thank, just like I did every person yesterday, seriously, because some of you all are on here and you have dealt with me and stood by me and put up with me all those 6 years now doing this show. When I first started, you guys used to tell me, go buy a phone stand and quit holding the phone. You're walking around too much. Sit down. You're making us dizzy. Pull the phone away from your face, Loren. We're counting the nostrils up, the hairs in your nose, all that. And you groomed me until I could find ways to do better myself. And that is why the promise of where two or more come together, wonderful things happen. It's the most wonderful promise of all. Let me tell you guys something. We're talking with the mental health warriors today, Adam and Kerry Duval. And I want to tell you something God, source greater than, told me a long, long time ago about that thing known as mental health. They told me, Loren, don't let things get you by yourself. The things that get inside of us and that fall under that thing called mental health, when you feel suicidal, when you feel depressed, think about it. In most cases, when those things happen, when they're at that do it or lose it moment, stay or go, high or low, fast or slow, it's because it has gotten us alone, and it's gotten us to believe that we are alone. No one sees us. No one needs us. No one wants us. And that's a lie. I'm telling you, it's a lie. I'm telling you, it's a lie. So anyway, be encouraged, everybody. Be encouraged. And we're going to get a little more encouragement today. I'm done because I'm already tired. I had friends come over last night and celebrate. You might have remembered Clay. I was telling you about him. I met him in prison all those years ago. He was never supposed to get out. And God told me to go over and tell that young man, two of them, that they would leave prison one day. They were both doing life. And you saw a banner on my page about 6 weeks ago where we were together right here at this house. And God told me to tell both of them that you will walk out of here. And Clay actually walked out 1 year and 1 day from the date I gave him. And so I'm just telling you guys, I don't care what it looks like on the outside. Close your eyes, look beyond the skies, and find the truth that is you, and you are the truth. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. The light is in you, or you will not be able to see how to dig through the tunnel. That's why miners have their lights right here on their head, because when they turn, wherever they go, the light goes with them. You are the light, and the light is in you. There's nothing you cannot get through. Nothing at all. The only way you can't get through something is if you listen to those lies. Get over it. Get around it. Get from underneath it. Don't do any of those. That's wall talk. I've never heard of a wall of opportunity. Go through it. See through it. Because those are windows and doors of opportunity. And God knows that if we can see through it, peek in the window, won't you please? And then watch. You have the key with your spirit to open every door and get right through it. Amen. Amen. I show you it is done. Okay, here they come. The mental warrior strategists, Kerry and Adam Duval. And I put them in that order because you're going to know why. You know who runs this show, Kerry and Adam Duval. And I'm glad they're here because their work is cut out for them today, because I'm just a in my world stands for HM, hot mess. Here they come, Adam and Kerry Duval. I call them the dynamic duo. You can call them whatever you want, but they truly are the mental health warriors. Oh, good morning. Sorry, guys. I was reading Robert Brooker was telling me how to clear the screen up. Robert, you guys are crystal clear. I feel like I'm using my computer camera. I look so fuzzy. But I don't care. My spirit is bright and clear, and I'm happy. Welcome to the show,
Thank you for having us.
Huh?
Thank you for having us.
Oh, now you see, when you said thank you for having us, I thought you said something like something the governors.
Oh no.
Don't get me started.
What now? Do you both have the same accent?
Yeah.
No.
A little bit.
Kerry, where are you originally from?
Born and bred in Blackburn, Lancashire.
Not this planet.
Born and bred in where?
Blackburn, Lancashire, in England.
Okay, England. There's the name we recognize. Okay, and Adam, what about you?
I was born in England, but my family's originally from Scotland.
Scotland. So you have some of the Scottish in you.
Aye.
Ooh, Loren, my lad. I had a friend once his name was I loved his name, Brooks Good Game. That was his name, and he was from Scotland. And I had another friend, Clark, and I loved the way they spoke. I really did. So listen, you two, I'm going to get off the screen for a second. Say hello to everybody. Tell them who you are, what you're doing. You already said where you're at in the world, but you can remind them. And then I'll come back in and we'll get started. How's that sound? Okay, all yours.
Well, my name's Kerry Duval. I am the mental health warrior's wife.
I'm Adam, mental health warrior.
Together, we are the Mental Health Warriors. We have a channel on YouTube called Warrior TV. The link's going to be on this show. You can also find us on Facebook, the Mental Health Warriors. We've been together 12 and a half years, married for 7 weeks, 7 weeks, one of them.
Hey, Thompson.
We've got 2 children together, Lucas
What?
and Tegan. Lucas has autism.
Hold up.
Assessed.
You got married and didn't tell people? How did I not know you got married 7 weeks ago? Adam, you were on my show 7 weeks ago.
We kept it quiet.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, I see how you're mental health warrior's wife. But Kerry, let me ask you, I see you wearing glasses, so I know you're not completely blind. And you're mental health warrior, and I know you're not completely crazy, but you married him anyway. Yep. I'm kidding.
Hey, we've all got a bit of craziness in us.
So who was holding out? You guys, that sounds terrible. Why did it take so long to get married?
I don't know. Things just kept coming up, and it just didn't happen. But
well,
now
we
we
know
made it
things
happen.
kept coming up. You already told us you got 2 kids together.
Yeah.
Wait, let me guess. Were you two the kind? Did you break up and come back together? Break up, come back together. Break up, come. Now
we have broken up numerous times, but when we was working a number of years ago, in our very first house, which was about 10 years ago, to decide, we actually flipped a coin. Do we get married or do we have kids? We end up having kids.
Well,
we couldn't decide, so we flipped a coin.
We couldn't.
You flipped a coin. Well, obviously, the thumb flipping the coin was the thumb of purpose, because here you are with everything you were flipping about. You just were flipping regarding the order.
Exactly.
And so you never had any doubt that you two were absolutely meant for each other. Now, here's what I find interesting. You both have this passion for the mental health arena and bringing awareness to all types. You're not just one, some people are all about autism, some are about ADHD, trauma, so on and so forth. You just put the entire blanket out there. So individually, have you or do you currently deal with any type of mental health issues?
Yeah,
we both do.
Okay, Adam, what's yours?
I've got anxiety, I've got severe trauma, I've got CPTSD, and I've got anxiety. You said
CPTSD.
Complex PTSD, yeah.
Now, see, I've never heard that C put on it. What's the difference between PTSD and CPTSD?
CPTSD is when there's a constant reminder of what happened with your trauma growing up. Oh,
so you mean like triggers and things?
Yeah.
Oh, then I must have that. Well, the only reason I say, maybe I don't. You tell me. Well, I haven't experienced it since I married Brian. So he's the genie in the bottle for me. But while we were dating, we would be going to the lake house sometimes, and you get stuck in traffic. It's a 2-hour drive, and I mean, if I smelled spearmint, I would get physically sick, and it would like fill the car, and I'd go like, "Ooh, I smell spearmint," because my first sexual abuser was chewing spearmint gum during the act. And but it hasn't happened in years. So is that the kind of thing you're talking about? Something that happens over and over?
Yeah.
And you don't know why? Okay. Kerry, same question. What kind of mental health issues do you deal with?
I've got social anxiety.
Girl, please.
I do.
You run the show. How can you have? Okay, that's interesting. I would never think, because you always. I can tell you're always the one who takes the lead when it's the two of you. You'll look at Adam like as if to say, I know. See what I'm saying? He says no, you say high. You go high, he goes low. We know who wears pants in this house, Adam. I'm just saying.
Me.
Okay, you guys.
No, we both do. We both do.
Okay, I know you do. One leg in each pant leg, each of you.
Oh yeah.
But Kerry, tell for those who may not know, because there could be some people watching who suffer from social anxiety themselves. What does that look like? What's that feel like?
What it feels like is when you're getting ready to go out anywhere and you know there's going to be a large crowd of people, like a supermarket or just a party or anything like that, You get anxious, your heartbeat gets higher, you might start sweating, you might start feeling like you can't breathe, and you just feel like I really don't want to go out. But then you've obviously got to get through that.
Now, I know that some of those what do you call them? What you just described, all the things, not wanting to go out, this and the other. Some of those sound like what I've heard people with Asperger's throw those in their mix too. Was there a time when you were being diagnosed prior to this one? Did you ever think you might be on the spectrum?
I do now, but never before.
So do you currently think you're on the spectrum?
I think I am. I don't know about going for assessments though. I'm iffing and butting about it yet.
I understand that because, and that's a great place for us to really dig in this morning. When you're in a position like Kerry just, acknowledged, where I don't know, but maybe I need to go, but I don't know if I want to know. That's not our mental health is it should be, I think, as or even more important. We should be as or even more diligent about getting in there and checking things out, not self-diagnosing perhaps. But how do you guys feel about that? Kerry, I mean, you have this trepidation about finding out whether you are on the spectrum or not. Adam, I see you. I see it just bursting, waiting, ready to come out. So talk about that. What's going on with Kerry, Adam, in your opinion? Should she go out? Should she leave it alone?
Straight away, as soon as I heard what she just said, I thought anxiety. Straight away, anxiety, because she's anxious because she doesn't want to be branded with a label.
Who does? I'm with you, Kerry. I'm with you. So, yeah. So what does a person do? Is it a personal choice? Or?
It's definitely a personal choice whether they want to go for an assessment. Absolutely personal choice. Now, before I actually, because I'm not on the spectrum, before I actually was put forward to go for my assessment for autism, because I was showing signs as well.
Did you say you are on the spectrum or not?
I'm not.
Okay, but someone said go get tested.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
keep going.
And this was 2 years ago when I went for the assessment, and straight away I thought, I'm on the spectrum here because I'm copying what my son does, or vice versa, because he's been diagnosed with autism, and I had this anxiety. I'm like, I'm too old to be diagnosed like this. But then when I saw a live video that this 30-year-old just been diagnosed with autism, I thought, I've got to do it. Get it over with.
Isn't J.R. Reed coming on your show?
He's been on.
He's been on.
Now, you know what? Was he 49, 48, 45?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Right. And he had navigated all the way up to that point of his journey, thinking he was weird, thinking he was stupid, thinking all these things. I just did a show opener for his new show, and I had all that. He gave me all the stuff to go out. I was like, man, all those decades. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about mental health. Now, you guys are in the UK, so health systems are different in different countries. Tell us what are the resources? What's it like? What does a person do there? Is it covered by the country? You guys have free stuff, whereas we don't here. How important is it? Let's say, what do you think the difference is for you guys there? Because if you got something going on, you can freely go and get it done, but it may not be as easy as it sounds just because it's free. Take us through the process in the UK to get some help for anything medical.
Well, the first port of call is when you think you might have mental health problems is your GP, your normal general doctor. Ring up, make an appointment, go and speak to them, and then they'll make a referral to the mental health teams, the closest one to you. And then you've just got to wait then until they contact you. And although it's free on the NHS, which is the National Health Service, it might take 6 months to get that help.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why private counsellors step in. If you need that help, the help's there, or you can wait 6 months.
But because of COVID, there are people that's been waiting up to a year to be seen.
And that's kind of scary because I know it those, you heard what I was saying during the monologue about all those, and it comes out in 60 seconds or less now, but back when, I was living within those dark, it's like a vortex, a hole, you feel there's never going to be a way out. It's never going to end. This day will never end. And so you start, it just brings you closer to, then why even bother kind of thing. It's just perfect word, crazy. You know what I mean?
I think what you mean, Loren, is that dark place. You feel like you're in this dark hall and the walls are closing in.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. I mean, I literally remember. I do remember that. I do remember feeling that this question has no answer. This is a language no one in the world understands. I keep saying it, but no one can interpret it. It was just all these things that pointed to nowhere, but it wasn't true. Now, I believe, you guys tell me what you think. I believe every single human has some mental health issue or challenge, but there's such a stigma. Every time you hear mental health, you automatically think crazy, weird, unreliable. You think they could do anything. You picture them walking down the street going, you do. It's just like before you ever do drugs, for those who have had an addiction. I remember when I was, is that something? My eye is just tired. Okay. Before I got into the drug game, I used to say, oh, those drug addicts. And in my mind, a drug addict was a person with a syringe hanging out of their arm, the tourniquet tied, greasy hair, a bunch of tattoos, 1 or 2 teeth, and they were sitting at the edge of an entrance ramp to a freeway. Next thing you know, I'm a drug addict sitting in $1 million homes with people, and there's plates of Coke everywhere. They're smoking crack everywhere, and they're all leaving at 5 a.m. to go shower and go to work, go to the courtroom, go to the OR, go to the grocery store to check people out. You'd be shocked. I used to be in a group that met once a week. They were horse trainers, doctors. They were all people, and you could only be brought to this drug house by one of the members. They were all professionals, and they had all these rules. You don't do drugs during the week by yourself or you're out. They had this thing. It was really crazy, but that's where I was introduced that addiction has no boundaries. It doesn't care how much money you make, but we get so good inside our head, covering up the things we don't want people to know, hiding the things we don't want people to see. And then before you know it, we've lost who we are to ourselves. So tell us why you guys get on. What kind of people come on your show? What do you hope to? This is a pretty big apple you're taking a bite out of. What do you hope to accomplish, you two, by digging in to this subject?
Well, plain and simple, we are here to break that stigma of mental health.
Yeah, definitely.
It's that simple. And I'm glad you mentioned about like doctors and stuff like that, because in my views, same with teachers as well, they are not trained enough into understanding people's mental health or even mindset. So this is why we are doing courses. Now, I've just recently passed an Understanding Children and Young People's Mental Health
saw that post. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my final grade.
Okay,
but
so
while
you
we
too.
do that, and obviously I've just recently enrolled onto a self-harm and suicide prevention course as well.
Okay.
So we're continuing to grow, and then we've got like a 12-month plan where we're going to be in schools talking to kids about mental health.
Yeah, teaching the next generation.
Yeah.
That mental health, it's okay to have mental health issues. It's okay to say I need help, and it's okay to not to be okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanna use that. I'm gonna practice that. It's okay. You guys make us. You make my. I'll speak for myself. You make my accent sound flat and plain. I want some. Does it sound like we have an accent to you? Does it sound cool?
Yeah.
It does sound cool.
I like the American accent.
You sound all right.
Oh, I'll keep it then. Okay.
Probably because I'm saying it's all right because I speak to Americans and Australians on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I know you do. I know you do. Speaking to people, I had a good question. Where'd I go? Was that a senior moment? I always stop the reel, if it's a movie playing. I told you I have ADHD. So I was like, is that a senior moment? I stop it. I go back. Oh no. Okay. I remember. Anyway, let's talk about this one. When you said you want to teach the next generation, I love that. How, in your opinion, and this is just you all's opinion, how early do you think parents, guardians, anybody that has an influence over a younger person, at what age is the right age to start having the conversation with children to help them understand that behaviors fall under a canopy known as mental health? Because there may be a kid at school that's got ADHD and mommy, he's a bad kid, or they may be telling your child, stay away from him. That's a bad boy, or this, whatever. Don't you ever act like that. Sending the wrong message and pushing them away from each other. In other words, don't get to know this young child. Don't get to know this friend, because look at that one. Talk about that element of it. How early is early enough?
When it comes to things like autism and ADHD, I think primary school. They start raising awareness at primary school age.
Now, what age is that in England? Because
primary school, the kids in England start primary school at 4, and then they're at primary school till the age of 11. Then they move up into secondary school.
Okay, so you guys have
between the ages of 4 and 11.
Okay.
I don't know. I wouldn't say teach the kids about mental health at like 4 years old.
No, ADHD and autism.
Oh, yeah.
ADHD and autism in primary schools, but then mental health starting from the end of primary school, so age 10 and 11, and then into high school.
Okay,
so that sort of ages.
How old are your two children?
8 and 9.
You have to think.
Here we go.
You have to think.
8 and 9.
Hey, Adam, just let me tell you something. She can, if it took her 2 weeks to come up with that answer, don't you realize those babies came out of her? She can take as long as she wants. Trust me, because you're never gonna win that one.
Oh, I will.
No.
Do people ever say you guys look like brother and sister?
Never had that. We've never had that.
No.
Put it in the comments. Am I the only one, or do you guys think they look like they could be brother and sister? Let me know.
On the spiritual level, I think we're all brothers and sisters anyway.
Well, I agree with that. Now, wait a minute. Back to the kids, because I don't want to lose my feeble train of thought. Let me ask you this. Are you ever out in public? Let's start with Kerry. Are you ever out in public and you see children, or say you're at the playground or something, and you see a mother or a father running after a child or something, and you know, that kid has, and you can tell, that parent doesn't have a clue. Do you ever broach people and open the conversation just to maybe get some ideas in front of them without being pushy or butting in? Because, one thing people don't want is people to tell them about how to raise their kids. How do you deal with that one?
When I'm out and about with Lucas and Tegan and I see another child misbehaving, throwing a tantrum, I can look at that child and I think, that's autism. And that's another autism parent. And obviously I just smile. And obviously if I do walk near them, I say, you're doing well, carry on. Ignore people, ignore the judgmental comments. I've had judgmental comments myself from the older generation, kids having kids. And I've got to the point where I turn around and I say, he has autism. Learn about it first before you make judgmental comments. So I just snap back now because I'm sick of the judgmental comments.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, okay? Let's really talk about that because it pisses me off. Yeah. Because it's you, and really a lot of the time the people that do that because that's their go-to, it's because they're putting a shield up in front of their own pile of shit to keep it. I'm just saying. And so talk about that. Why do you think people are so judgy?
Because they don't know what autism and ADHD is. There's still a lot of awareness that needs to be brought up about it. I mean, Lucas has just recently got his ADHD diagnosis. Today is day one of his medication, so we don't know which way it's going to go with him yet because of the autism. It can go either way. But I still think it's more awareness needs to be brought around autism and ADHD. It's the same with mental health, more awareness.
You know, my husband and I were having this conversation just a few weeks ago about my ADHD because we were packing to go on our trip. So, you know, you take all your little supplements out, and I came across my bottle of ADH meds, which I don't take. It says take when needed for anxiety. But the thing is, I don't know when I'm in anxiety. It doesn't feel, I'm like, oh, I just went from calm to anxiety. You don't, for me anyway. Exactly. I don't know. And then when I'm in there, it's not like the pills show up in my mind inside of a little glass box that says break glass in case of emergency. I don't know when to go do it and when I don't. So let's talk about that. If a person, and this is another thing, ADHD, I just found out that there are all types of, it's just like a paint strip, different shades of it. And no one has ever told me how to manage. Like, they gave me the pills and just said take when you have anxiety, but not about how to identify when you need to take it. So I could be taking it for the wrong reasons, which now I could be taking it when I don't need it, not taking it when I do need it. Where do we go to get informed on how to understand ourselves, though?
You want to answer that one?
Yeah, I'd definitely go to someone that specialises in anxiety. Now, obviously, we know about it. It's talk to someone about it.
Yeah, but we're not professionals.
No, we're not professionals.
Right, I get it.
Diagnosing people, but when it like having that knowledge of anxiety, see, in my view, it's best to talk to someone that has anxiety for your issue. Yeah, it's best to talk to them.
Yeah, or your doctor.
Or your doctor. See, I love that about you, Kerry, and you too, Adam. You there's always a starting point, and if you don't know, and that's a good point. Let me put this out there, because I remember before my my drug addiction, I really tried to go get help, and I went to a mental health place, and they gave me an appointment with a psychiatrist. Now I walked in, I was sitting on the over at wherever in a chair in front of the desk, and it was, I'm not kidding you. Said, so what's going on? I remember that was the question, and about 3 minutes into the story, I see him writing, and he was so engrossed in the writing, peeling them off. I saw it was a prescription pad. I said, wait a minute. Should I wait with the story? Or he goes, no, go ahead. I said, well, what's that? He goes, oh, these are for you. These will be for you. I was like, what is it? He said, lithium. I said, well, what's that for? And he told me. I said, well, how long will I have to take? He says, could be for the rest of your life. That was it. I wrote the check at the desk and got the hell on. You know, because the thing was, I was like, how do you know? I haven't even gotten to the good part yet.
Yeah.
See that
doctors are so quick to prescribe medication as an easy fix, and obviously, a lot of people find themselves on mental health medication when really medication isn't going to work for them. What they really need is somebody to sit down and listen to them and talk to them about their problems and give them strategies of self-care. I mean, obviously on Warrior TV, we always promote self-care is vital for anybody.
What are some of the steps you help people put in place? Some of the things to help us do just that. Because, you know, we all have our routines.
Yep.
You know, in our day, it's personal development, some, you know, health routines, all of these things. But personal development and caring for your mental health, in my opinion, in my world anyway, are two different things. Yeah. You know, I can pick up a book. I want to read The Gift of Akbar today to pour into my spirit, to help me understand purpose and generosity and being of service. But that there's not going to taught me anything most likely in here about what to do when I'm feeling anxious. What kind of resources, where do people go to find things that they can read or they can learn without the world knowing there may be a problem until they feel comfortable enough to come out? Because that's a thing too. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Coming out about your mental health situation. Talk about that.
Yeah.
Cool. See, that's a good question.
That's a great question. I'm ringing the bell on
that. See, from experience, I remember talking to a client at one point, and he needed help. And he was in that in denial phase, saying, "Oh, I don't have a problem, but I want to talk to someone anyway." And after speaking to him for a good hour, he went from in denial to talking to me, and now he wants to be on the show to speak out in public just within that hour. Because that's what they want. They just want someone to talk to, or even if that mental health person doesn't talk and they just listen. That's what that client wants.
Mm-hmm.
Someone to listen to.
Listen, and you're absolutely right about that. I'm gonna tell you, I was watching your show. I think it was last week, and I don't remember we've connected a little bit because I want her on this show. Miss Unruh. Karen. Yeah, I'm gonna say something about you guys right here. The guests that you have on your show are just incredible.
Thank you.
It's just incredible. And you guys, you need to really write down when the Mental Health Warrior show is on, because you will learn so much. I was in the kitchen doing something, and I think it's early, because when your show comes on, it's early for me. So I put it in the stand, and even just listening, it was so engaging. So talk about the kinds of people that come on your show. I know it's people dealing with mental health, have dealt with it, are dealing with it, but then you have those people that are professionals too. Where do you find your guests, and who's a good guest for your show? Maybe one of these people listening.
We've got people from a wide range of backgrounds. People who, like you said, have been through mental health problems and now want to share their stories to help raise awareness, to help others step forward and say, well, I'm going through the same problems. I now want to get onto that road to recovery. But then obviously we've also got professionals that come on and talk about the sort of help that's out there for people for various different things. And we find them from on Facebook, from on LinkedIn, from Twitter,
Instagram.
Even in personal life, people who we know personally have said they want to come on the show, but they're not quite ready yet. So they're sort of waiting in the background till they are ready.
Yeah. Do you think a lot of people are afraid of being judged?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I literally saw one time, I'll never forget it. I forget where I was, but it was some public kind of a place with a waiting room. I remember everybody was reading magazines and stuff, and there were no spare seats. There was one seat. Okay, no, I see it now. There were no seats, and people were talking. It was a small waiting room. We were waiting to be called to see different people there, and someone asked the woman, well, what brings you here today? Because a lot of specialists were on that floor. I remember now. Kidney, this, allergy clinic, mental health, da-da-da. And the woman said, oh, I'm here because I've just recently been diagnosed with BP. And they said, what's that? And she goes, BPD, bipolar disorder. Yeah. And that woman that asked her was sitting next to her. She got up and went and stood across the room. And then the other person moved even further down the couch, as if when she said that, she suddenly became catchy.
Yeah. There is a lot of judgmental people out there that, because obviously they don't know what it is, they just think automatically to stay away from that person. Because again, it goes back to parents telling kids, stay away from that person because they're weird.
Because they're weird. We put all these ugly names on things that got to ring the bell on that. Yeah. How do we go about changing that? And I know it's going to be through dialogue and understanding, but what part do you feel the people that have proper diagnosis, that are on a nice journey of recovering, and because it's some things you're never over. You can never not have. You just learn to manage.
Yeah.
But how do we get to a place that's judgment free, so that we can is it even possible, you guys? Is it?
I don't think we'll ever be in a judge free.
Either, unfortunately. Is that wrong of us to say that?
Yeah, of course it is, because we're being honest. That's what it's about. Like, obviously we're not trying to trigger anyone, but it's been blunt as it is. It's being honest. We'll never be in a judge free world, but if we can teach not just parents as well, but teachers, like education, and even doctors as well, that mental health needs to be spoken about even more. More training courses need to be out there.
Yeah, and obviously teaching the next generation about mental health, about things like autism and ADHD, anything like that. Teaching the next generation as well, because then hopefully when that generation grows up, the judgmental comments might have gone away a little bit.
Yeah.
And obviously by continually teaching, it might be in the future that there's nobody gets judged for being different.
Exactly.
Everybody's different in their own way, but everybody is unique and special in their own way.
See, you mentioned about bipolar. I actually interviewed someone last night that's got bipolar, and like obviously this Sunday for National Schizophrenia Day, I'll be interviewing again.
This Sunday is National
Schizophrenia Day. Yeah, I'm speaking.
Now, is that in the UK? Or is that because you said national?
I think it's national. Yeah.
So is that over there? Or is that national over here?
It's everywhere.
So international.
Yeah, Schizophrenia Day. Yeah.
Okay, national. Did you hear that, all you? My 6 personalities. We get to be celebrated. I'm just kidding. See what I mean? But you see, even right there, the fact that I can I make fun of when you say schizophrenia. I hear, "Shut up! I'm talking." People make ah.
Yeah, because we have to laugh at mental health. We have to laugh at it.
Yeah.
And also, when I hear schizophrenia, multiple personalities, my go-to is that old movie Sybil. The extreme. And why? Because I have not seen any other movies with any other examples.
Yeah.
So that's something too. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I want you guys to talk about what you feel, how you feel about how mental health is being portrayed in the media. What hand do they have? What hand do they have in this destructive mindset that we all find ourselves in? So think about that. We'll be right back in 1 minute. Don't go away.
People, when they're trying to really get focused and productive, to ignore the hey bros because they're low priority. Get your motivation, create your checklist, and then that's the formula, man.
Welcome back to today's installment. Happy Friday to you. It is the 23rd day of July, and we're here today with our wonderful guests, Adam and Kerry Duval from UK. Now, before I bring them back in, I just want to say we're talking about mental health, but there's also physical health. And what I do is I look for little bitty things, little changes make big impact. Let's put it that way. And one of the things that I've included in my health regime lately is this: instead of reaching for something other than water that is not as good for me as water, I would reach for energy drinks, all those sorts of things. But now I reach for this V8. Why? Because only 60 calories per can, 2 full servings of vegetables in every can, 100% pure vegetable juice in every can. So don't wait until it's too late after the fact where you have to say, oops, I could have had a V8. Reach before. Try it. You just might like it. I do. So get your vegetables in one shot by popping the top and having a V8. Find it in the juice aisle of your local grocer. Adam and Kerry, you're back.
Hello.
Are you paid to do that?
Girl, all in personal question. You see, let's put it this way. It's not official until I drink some. I am. But I mean, it's because I wrote them because I love it.
You can tell.
I really do. And I mean, I reached out to them about it. Yeah. So there you go. Purpose. You don't know if you don't go.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You
true.
know what I'm saying? I don't know what that is. I'm glad because even like the magazine cover that I showed you guys, people pay to be on that cover. I didn't have the money. A year ago, I just was calling and said, look, is there any way possible I can? And they told me that yesterday, Loren, you're the first person to ever ask, can I just have the cover? So there it is. I'm just saying that's for somebody. Receive that today. Receive that. So you guys, let's talk about the media. What influence do they have? They have, and they have a lot because I know immediately. Think of the beauty market, the body shaming thing, with models, and now how that started changing. You say plus size, but what about other things, little subtleties? And I'm gonna tell you one thing. I'm gonna put this. I don't know if you guys have seen this commercial. It's some car brand. Excuse me, and all they talk about is it's all about you. I bought it for me. And it's all self-centered. Have you seen those ads? I showed one on here when it first started. Happy birthday to me, happy birthday. And I bought myself and I'm like, what makes them think they are now marketing and targeting people's ego? Make it about you, Marsha. So what do you guys see? Because I already know people in Europe think our commercials over here are just for idiots.
I think with the media, one word to describe them: trigger.
Okay, explain that.
Because they're always saying the wrong words, which drives people to commit suicide or self-harm. There's not enough advertisement out there for people to go and get help on the media. There's not.
Yeah. And obviously with the body shaming, all these models that you see, they're all either size 0 or size 2, 4, whatever. And nearly 99% of the images they put out, they're not real. They're all photoshopped. They're
of
all
course.
None of them is real. What they need to do is start putting real images out there of real women, because real women aren't size 0. Real women are all different sizes, and it doesn't matter what size you are. Every woman is beautiful in their own way.
That's right. Okay.
That's what needs to start coming out more.
See,
because then people will have body confidence.
See, before we actually came on, when we was getting ready, Kerry asked me, "Do I look beautiful?" I said, "You always look beautiful anyway." And I don't care if she's just wearing a ragged bag; she's still beautiful. I don't care, because it doesn't matter how you look on the outside. What's more powerful is what's on the inside.
Do you guys think we'll ever see the day? You know how they put those ratings on movies and television shows? Strong language, nudity, this and the other. Do you think there will ever be one of those what do you call them, signifiers, to warn people about some mental health element of something? But I think there should be.
I don't think it'll ever. I don't think it'll ever happen. You don't see a lot of mental health being talked about in films, and in the media. Mental health is still portrayed as a bad thing. Somebody with mental health is supposed to be out of sight, out of mind. They still have that old-fashioned attitude towards it.
Excuse me. And you're absolutely right, Kerry. And if you notice in the media and in movies and television, when it comes to mental health, they always go to the far right. They take the extreme version of an ailment, but we never see what it's like at 50%. We never see what it's like at the beginning or before. Very few. So what do you find, not only from your own experiences, but some of the guests on your show, where do people go just to be educated? Because there's so much out there. Tell people how they can get started in little bites.
YouTube. There's lots of YouTube videos, people with mental health problems documenting their life and showing that even with mental health problems, they can still live a normal life. Go to work, go to parties, have a social life, go out shopping. without going all crazy in the street. They're just normal people. You know, I mean, go on.
I want to get this question, and we got 3 minutes left, 3.5. You guys, and think about this, because this is a biggie. Talk to the audience, if you would, for the next couple of minutes about the power of secrets and how do they help or hinder? Are they friend or foe? As far as because
secrets can be either way. A little secret can be harmless. A big secret can do some damage.
In my experience, because I kept a secret that I was being abused growing up for over 20 years, it done a lot of damage to me.
Right.
It really did. And the best thing everyone can do if people are experiencing some sort of mental health, even if it's the smallest trigger, speak out. It doesn't matter who it is.
Right.
Speak out.
Because I think it's just like a regular disease, early prevention, being actionable, proactive, and just stepping out there, finding out something. A little bit of knowledge is always going to work out better than a whole lot of nothing, a whole lot of emptiness or denial. So I really love that's why I love what you all do. You are helping yourselves as you are helping other people. And that's what it's really all about, being of service and being vulnerable too, because we cannot do for others what we haven't first at least attempted to do for ourselves. Let's talk about, Kerry, I know you said it at the top of the hour, but let's remind people before we leave today where they can find you. We have the YouTube channel, which is right here.
Yep, that's Warrior TV.
Will you drop that? Will you drop that link in the comments so it's a hyperlink for everybody? Because no one's going to be able to remember all this. So there it is. And also, Kerry and Adam can be found on Facebook as the Mental Health Warriors. What day and time does your show air?
There's no fixed date.
Yeah, there's
Whenever.
no fixed date. The only fixed time, we have two things that are fixed. Monday morning, 11 o'clock UK time, is coffee morning with our co-host Kerry Bear. And then we've recently started Mental Health Happy Hour on a Tuesday, 8 p.m. UK time.
With JR.
With JR.
I know. I'm so excited about that. JR's, isn't he something? He really is. I just love this guy. He works, he coaches with me. And he's one I've got big high hopes for, because he's really something. And I love what you all are doing as well. Everyone out there, first of all, let me thank you before we get out of here. Adam and Kerry, I know it's late there in the UK. What time is it?
Mid-afternoon.
We're about 3 o'clock.
Okay. It's late in Australia right now. I get it confused because it's like 11:30 midnight there. I think it's about to be midnight. So mid-afternoon. Thank you for stopping in the midst of your day. I want you guys to have a wonderful weekend. They'll be back for sure. But in the meantime, check out the Mental Health Warriors wherever you get your content. And as we get out of here, I want to thank all of you, including the Duvals, for being here, for pouring into me and allowing the show to pour into you. Getting out of here today and for the weekend, meet me back here Monday. I want to remind you of this. As far as secrets and things that we keep in the dark, as far as I know, nothing really flourishes and grows freely in the dark except for bacteria, spores, mold, and fungi. If you want something to be eradicated, you want to kill it, you want to bring it out of you, get it out of you, expose it to some light, and watch what happens. Join me Monday morning, the 26th of the month, as we round out the month of July. My guest is attorney Franz Farrow. Wait till you hear this guy's story. I think he's breaking it for the first time on Bathrobe Moments. In the meantime, get out this weekend as every day. Be the best version of yourself. Live your best version of your life. And all you have to do is get up and try to be the best you. Look for an E and an R. Make yourself greater than the day before, brighter than the moment before, and you will find that your burdens are lighter than they were before. Take everything from great to greater. I'm Loren Harris. I'll see you guys Monday morning, God willing, on the front porch as we do it again. Thank you, Duvals. Have a great weekend. You're welcome back
You too.
anytime. Okay?
Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday morning for your next installment of Bathrobe Moments.
other side.